Do you want to get into the world of wedding photography? One of the best ways to do that is to get experience through second shooting. But how do you even get second shooting jobs? In this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 places where you can find opportunities to second shoot, what to say and do to get those jobs, and in the next video, we're going to go over how to get those jobs again and again by being an awesome second shooter. Hi there, my name is Sydney Kane and I'm a Shenandoah Valley wedding and portrait photographer. I've been in the wedding photography world for about 5 years now. I got my very first wedding through a friend of a friend who was looking for a student photographer on a lower budget to photograph her wedding. So for $800, I went and shot my first wedding solo with absolutely no wedding experience. I YouTubed so much before them, but really I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But by the end of the night, I was absolutely exhausted, but I fell in love. And I knew that I wanted to go further into the world of wedding photography. And so to get more experience, I knew that I needed to second shoot for photographers that had way more experience than me. So for the next year, I second shot for several different photographers, many of them from multiple times. I learned their different styles. I learned how they took care of their clients throughout the day, what they did before, during, and after to make their wedding super special. I learned how to be a good second shooter on these jobs because weddings are so much more than just taking pictures and following your couple throughout the day. There's a lot that goes into those 12 hours. Even if you're only there for 8, you're working for like 12. So today I want to help you guys get into this amazing world of wedding photography to show you how to get second shooting jobs. So first we're going to go into the 3 best places to look for jobs. Then I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should say, what you should do to be able to get those jobs. And then in the next video, we are going to talk all about how to be an awesome second shooter so that those photographers will want to hire you again and again and will refer you to other photographers. So that soon you will have a whole portfolio of second shooting opportunities and you will get your chance to shoot your own weddings. The first place you should look to get second shooting opportunities is Facebook. Join a bunch of photographer Facebook groups that are both nationally looking for second shooter opportunities and also local. Join groups that are specifically looking for second shooters, for photographers to post about second shooting opportunities because there's going to be a lot in there. Join local photographer groups if you can. Join local wedding vendor groups. Join local everything groups. So try to get in those groups and you will see just how often photographers post in there that they're looking for second shooters. What you should not do right as soon as you enter those groups is you should not post in the group saying, "Hi, my name is this and I just want a second shoot for weddings. Like, please send all wedding inquiries my way." That's not gonna work. I have never once seen a photographer post like that and reached out to them because I don't need a second shooter at that moment. So instead what you should do is you should go through the group, turn on your notifications, and every time someone posts in the group, go in and see if they're looking for a second shooter. If they are, I want you to comment these things. Comment your name, where you're located out of, and how far that is to the venue. Be really honest about your experience. You might say, "Hey, I've only done a wedding or no weddings at all, but I'm really looking forward to this opportunity and I have a lot to learn. And I've been doing so much research that I feel prepared to second shoot for you." In addition to this, say that you're really excited and you just put their date and location in your calendar. This tactic got me my very first ever second shooting job because the photographer saw how dedicated I was and thought I would be a really good person to bring along. In addition, if you can, so you can stick out more, attach a photo to your comment. If you have any wedding experience at all, include that photo. If not, include your best couples photo or your best senior photo or whatever you can. Don't just put like a landscape or some random photo on there. Pick your highest quality photo and put it there. Do not spam by adding 10 different photos. Include one that is directly attached to your original comment. In addition to this, make sure you put your website, your email, anything to social media. If you have anything at all, add it all onto that comment. If the original post is also looking for it, make sure you include if you're Canon or Nikon or Sony, what camera equipment you have, if you have experience with flash. This really helps photographers who are looking for second shooting opportunities. Sometimes they only want other Canon shooters so that they can share lenses. And especially if you have a lens that's really good for weddings, they're gonna wanna know that. So make sure that you are going through and commenting as much information as you can, saying how excited you are, and you're not going to get every single wedding. It's just not gonna happen. I posted on maybe 100 comments my first year, and I got like 5 second shooting opportunities. But honestly, just getting that first one will seriously get your foot in the door. The second place you can go to look for second shooting opportunities is Instagram, but this is going to be more of a long-term strategy for you. So first of all, you want your own profile to be appealing to other photographers. So you should be posting your best work consistently. You should be answering other comments. You should have a good portfolio to show off to other photographers. Next, I want you to follow a bunch of photographers in your area, if you don't already, that you would love to second shoot with. Do not cold DM other photographers just asking to second shoot. I cannot tell you how awful it feels when you have a random message, they don't even follow you, and they're saying, hey, I love your work, can I second shoot for you? Meanwhile, I know that they've never followed me, they've never liked any of my stuff, they've never seen any of my stories, they don't know anything about me, they're just cold calling to see if they can get some opportunities. And I can tell you, I will never ever say yes to that, even if their work is fantastic. So instead, what you should do is you should follow all these photographers and you should interact with their material and their content for at least a week. Please don't just do it for a week and then message them. Seriously, try to do it for a month or a few months or even up to a year if you can. Interact with all of them, watch all their stories, respond to their stories, get talking to them, comment on their posts, like their posts. If you start showing up in their notifications, they're going to start to see you. And very often, if I see a beginner photographer following me and interacting with all my stuff, I will follow them back so that I start to understand them too. So make sure that you are interacting with them. If you have any questions for them, ask like maybe one question or two. Don't like go into their DMs every day asking a new question, because that's a little overwhelming. And although I personally love answering questions, when you do it every day, that's quite a lot. So instead, comment on their work. Say, oh my God, I love this bridal portrait that you have. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, how'd you do this, kind of a thing. Make sure you're interacting with them. And then after a while, once you guys have talked for a few times and they recognize your handle and your name, that's when you might be able to reach out to them, DM them and say, hey, I don't know if you're looking for any second shooters right now, but please keep me in mind. I would be so excited to work with you. I love your style, or I love the way you do reception photos, or whatever. Give them something specific so they understand that you actually took the time to understand them and you want to work with them and not just any photographer that will say yes. Another way this will really help is if eventually those photographers start following you back, what you should do is you should post maybe a couples photo and say, hey, I've gotten really into couples photography lately and I'm absolutely loving it. If there are any photographers out there that want me to second shoot for them at weddings, it would be the biggest honor in the world. Please reach out to me. So this is actually exactly how I found one of my current second shooters. She had followed me, interacted with all my stuff. I followed her back. She was local and I liked her work. And eventually she started posting couples photos saying that she loved couples and she really wanted to second shoot one day. I saw this and I DM'd her and I said, hey, I love your work. You're doing great stuff. I will keep you in mind. And sure enough, I brought her to my very next wedding. So if you are being honest and you're being open and you are creating these relationships, you will find local photographers that will bring you along to second shoot. The third place to go to find second shooting opportunities is in-person events. And specifically, I would try the Rising Tide Society's Tuesdays Together. Find your local chapter, start going to the meetings. Do not show up in the first meeting and go walk up to every photographer and say, hey, can I second shoot for you? Hey, can I second shoot for you? Because that's just bad. Like, no one's gonna say yes to that. So go to the meeting, start getting to know everyone, work really hard in your business, follow them on social media, start talking to them, and maybe the next time or the third or fourth meeting, when you see these people, go up to them and say, hey, I've been following you for all these months, like, let's get to know each other. I would love to second shoot for you one day. Creating these relationships in person will move so much faster than social media, and it's really an awesome opportunity to make some friends in the industry and to find these second shooting opportunities. So when you get these second shooting opportunities, do a fantastic job, and that photographer will want to hire you again and again, and they will recommend you to other photographers. And next week's video is going to be talking all about how to be an awesome second shooter, so make sure you are looking out for that one. I've included all of my tips of what I look for in great second shooters and what you shouldn't do as second shooters. So next week's video is going to be jam-packed with a lot of awesome information. So I hope today's video helped you find those second shooting opportunities. So go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to those in-person events, and make sure that you are creating relationships above all else. The biggest tip I can give you is to create those relationships and work for the long haul, because once you do, you will have second shooting opportunities for years. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you check out the blog post that goes along with it to see even more tips. Make sure you're looking at next week's video too. So remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.